How's it going, everyone? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector, and today we're going to take a look at something here that I probably normally would never gush over, but when these came out a few years ago, I kind of glanced at them and then passed them up, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then, during St. Patrick's weekend, I was reconnoitering around in my local mall here, and there's a really, really cool sneaker shop that's in my mall. And my eyes were immediately drawn to these. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Before I get into the shoe, guys, if you like what you see, you enjoy the content, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. The channel is growing and growing and growing. Thank you so much, everybody. Comment and, of course, smash that like button. It helps to get the videos circulated into the algorithm so that this way the channel can continue to grow. Thank you, everyone who has already done so. So, what we're about to look at here is collab between Justin Timberlake and Tinker Hatfield. These are the Nike Air Jordan JTHs. And I tell you what, these things are just sick. I love weird, strange things to begin with when it comes to clothing and certain jerseys and stuff like that. But these here definitely got my attention. Let me move the camera here a little bit. And I tell you what, this has just enough weird for me to say, man, I got to have that sneaker. Now, I remember when these first came out. I think it was during a previous Super Bowl where Justin Timberlake basically broke these out up on stage. And once they were released to the public, man, sneakerheads lost their collective minds. I remember in New York when I used to live there, when the Concord 11 retros came out. I forgot when that was. I want to say it was 2008. You know, this is where sneaker culture really sucks, man. When people are fist fighting and arguing and smashing windows down and trampling on people because guys are not buying these to wear. They're buying them to take them out of the market and flip for hyper-exaggerated prices. It's ridiculous. Even these sneakers, too. Are going for insane prices, especially in my size. I'm a size 13, and these are true to size, by the way. So I normally don't give these any kind of chance when I see them, in the secondary market. But the sneaker shop over at my mall had them for this incredible, incredible price. And that's what made me stop and say, oh my God, I finally got them in my hand. Because on eBay, you'll see these for like $1,000 or more in some cases, in particular for my size. So I got him in my hand. I'm looking at the guy. He lets me try them on. They were a perfect fit. And that's when my brain started to calculate. That's when the gears are starting to turn. And I'm like, will I finally get my hands on a pair of these shoes? And then I finally thought about it. And he gave me a pretty sweet discount. And I ended up buying these shoes for less than what these third-party nitwits on eBay are selling these shoes for. So I got very lucky with the price on these. So, but man, let me tell you, to see the Tinker Hatfield design on these shoes, or basically you're looking at what they were originally supposed to look like with that weird Nike swoosh on there, it is just bizarre to see that on a pair of threes because off camera here, I've got my 3 Reimagines, which I still have on ice. And you see there's no swoosh. This is how we got them back in the days, just like that, But, and then we got the 88 retros, which you guys have probably seen on camera many times already. Not to poo-poo on the 88, you can see already, I got to repaint this already. They're starting to scratch again, but yeah, I wear these quite a bit. That's why I got these on ice. You could tell that they're on ice because I still got the eBay tag on there. But, yeah, you even look at the 88 reissues, and the 3 design is just a classic design from the 80s. But to see the Tinker Hatfield swoosh on there, as how and seeing the shoe how they were supposed to be originally released, it's bizarre, But you look on the bottom. It's got the Nike on the bottom, which is cool. I really, really like that. I can't stand it when they say Jordan on the bottom. I'm sorry, man. I'm a purist that way. I love seeing Nike on the bottom of the shoes. But seeing that swoosh on there is just weird. But it's cool. It just, The sneaker really, really stands out. And then you look at the hang tag here and it says Tinker Hatfield. I mean, it's the ugly stepchild of Jordans, I guess. But they're fire. These sneakers are absolute fire. And you got the Tinker Hatfield signature in there. As a matter of fact, let me open up the box and take out the other shoe, because the other shoe has Justin Timberlake's signature in it. So, there you go. I mean, I love the thick black Nike Air on the back. There's just something so classic on a Jordan 3 when you see it like this in all black fonts like that. Unlike the 88 Retro, which you see right here, which basically it's just, printed boldface on there, and these are constantly wearing off. I got to take more Angelus leather paint and acrylic finish to cover this up again. But, you can see the difference right away. I'm not saying that these look cheap, but you can see the difference immediately, because this is how it was back in the days, just like this. And then we look at the Reimagined 3s, which got it right. I mean, there's just something so classic about looking at these shoes when they're like that. And I tell you what, between the Reimagined 3s and the JTHs here, I mean, all those details, as far as these vent holes, I guess you can call them, or weep holes, or however they're called, they're very similar in design, which tells me that they really tried, especially with the Reimagined 3s when these came out, to really get them to have that same look, and even with the Widow's Peaks here, to have the same look and feel as the original releases from back in the days from when I was a kid, But to see this with the swoosh on it, and this is actually iridescent. I mean, I'm not going to be able to show it on camera because I got the sunlight beating down on these shoes, but in certain types of light, this actually becomes iridescent, and it almost glows in certain light, especially at nighttime. But it's just so weird when you look at the shoe like that, to see that Nike swoosh on there. It's just it stands out. It really does stand out. So you look at the differences between the JTHs here and the Reimagined 3s. These shoes have a gray lining on the inside versus these shoes, which have the white lining on the inside. And then you look at the 88 Retros, they're like a light gray, almost off-white color. Now, given I've wore these shoes a lot more than any of my other shoes, so, it could be the fact that they're just a little dirty. I mean, I do clean my shoes quite often, so... but they are almost a light gray or an off-white, whereas these are, nice and clean and white on the inside. These clearly have a dark gray interior. Now, unlike the Reimagined 3s, which you see here, where the lining of the walls of the shoe are thin, these are thick. And to me, I mean, even when I try these on, they really don't make a difference as far as my foot is concerned. Both of them are comfortable in their own way. Each shoe has its own personality. So for me to have the thicker foam on here on the inside doesn't really matter too much to me. They're both comfortable, like I said, in their own way. But that's a big difference. Unlike the Reimagined 3s, as you can see right here on the back, of course, these have the artificial aging, where these are pure white on the back. The elephant print is arguably thicker on the JTHs compared to the Reimagined. The elephant print is very similar to the 88 Retro. So we take a look at the 88 Retros here. So it's got that same thick, heavy elephant print, which really doesn't make a difference. Obviously, the JTHs have the Nike right here up on the ankle of the shoe. And the toe box is just amazing. This tumbled leather, I got to say, compared to, the Reimagined or even the 88 Retro, arguably it could be said that this is just a better quality leather. Though I'm not poo-pooing on this. I mean, this is a smoother tumbled leather. But this leather, for some reason, I don't know. It just feels a lot better. The toe boxes are a little different, where I would have to say arguably these have a bit of a wider foot, where these have more of a straight cut and a more narrow foot. But again, they fit me in different ways. They're both comfortable on my feet. The only thing that the JTHs don't have are the widow's peaks, like the Reimagined 3s do. And I don't even think... Well, yeah, the 88 Retros kind of have it just a little bit. You can see a little hint of a widow's peak right here. But unlike these, which are wonky, the toe boxes here, when it comes to the elephant print, are much cleaner and much straight and more symmetrical. And of course, you got the prominent stars on both shoes. You can see right there how nice and clean that is. I haven't wore the 88 Reimagines yet, but you can see the elephant print right there. Arguably, it's a little bit more pronounced on the JTHs than on the Reimagined 3s. But again, they both have their own personalities. I mean, you can see the narrow toe box right there on the Reimagines versus these guys. I mean, I'm not going to play favorites with these two, to be honest with you. They're both cool shoes, but again, just to see that Nike swoosh on there, it's so bizarre and so weird. I had to have these, my God. So now, what do I do? Because this is one of those pair of shoes that I'm going to be very careful with if I decide to wear these outside. Because let me tell you what I've seen these shoes online, as far as my size is concerned, starting at like $1,000. And I think when they first came out, they were being flipped for like $2,000 or more. And again, I didn't pay that for these shoes. I paid, I think, what was it, like $800 for these, which is still not a bad price for this particular shoe. Brand new. I mean, these are dead stock, by the way. These are completely dead stock, and whatever little wear you see is just because I tried them on once. But they were never on feet, to my knowledge, prior to me owning these. So to get them dead stock for that price, man, I'm not going to complain. And you sneakerheads out there know, like with the the Travis Scotts, or any other type of shoe, or certain Yeezys that are out there, or certain Dunks, in the bigger sizes, man, they command insane prices. There's still Travis Scotts out there that are going for like $2,000, $3,000. So I consider myself lucky I got these for the price I did. But it took me a while to decide, okay, do I really, really want to spend any more money on shoes? Because like I said, I'm completely content with the sneakers I got. Unless I want to get a backup pair, which is why I bought the Reimagined 3s. These are a backup to my 88 Retros. So in this case, it really had to catch my attention for me to want to go out and spend that kind of money on a shoe. And here they are. So they are just, oh man, what a nice pair of nice slim black jeans, and a cool shirt. I mean, you can rock these, man, and really, really get people's attention. These are attention getters. I mean, let's face it, man. I mean, if I saw these on somebody's feet, I'd be like, damn, those are cool. I'm not a narcissist like that, seeking attention for wearing my shoes. I just want cool stuff. And again, I'm an 80s kid. We grew up with Nike Air Jordans back in the 80s. I'm almost 50 years old. So, seeing Jordan sneakers today is nothing new to me. But to have the actual shoe that Tinker Hatfield originally designed, I think that it was worth it to get these. Because it's just so strange. That swoosh, man, it really sticks out. It just looks weird because, like, if you're a fan of the 3s like I am and you see these guys, this is what you expect. But then now, when you look at this, and then you go back to looking at this, it feels like something's missing, right? It's just weird. And I've seen other JTHs out there with different designs. I've actually tracked down, there's I believe, a white, red, and either blue or black pair of these that I saw on eBay for real cheap. I ended up pulling the trigger on them because they look even cooler than these, in my opinion. Again, I like weird shit. So, but they are just amazing. And the box is pretty typical, by the way. Let me show off the box here quick. It's got the same type of elephant print on the inside that you would expect from these shoes. Right there, size 13. And that's what I paid for them, $800. No joke. But then, of course, I got a little bit of a discount, which negated the tax and all that crap. And then, I signed up with their website. So, and you can see right there, US dollar, $200. But again, they were being flipped for way more than that. They were going for like $2,500 in some cases on the secondary market. So again, I consider myself lucky that I got this pair of shoes in my size, because I can't find them anywhere, and I wasn't going to go out of my way looking for sneakers again. But when I saw them, I had to have them. And they are just, oh, those are the reimagined threes. Here we go. But man, are they gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous. They have just enough weird for me to add these to my collection. And yes, I am going to wear them. But these are the type of shoes I'm going to wear very sparingly. Like, I'm not going to wear these around, like, in bars and things like that. This is like something I would go to the mall to wear these. Places where the environment is clean, in quotes. So I definitely wouldn't recommend wearing these at a sporting event. That's for sure. I'd wear these to like the mall or a restaurant or something like that. But man, they are just cool. I love that. That to me, I love that old school look on shoes, man. Again, I'm almost 50 years old, so I love seeing things like this being brought back to life. And I'm glad that things like this aren't going away anytime soon. But I love this too, man. Look at that, how different that is. Let me get the Reimagine here. You can see like the old school Nike Air hang tag on the Reimagine 3s, and then you see these. And you take a look at the tag, and you can see how different that is. Tinker Hatfield's name on there. That's cool. But anyway, there you have it, guys. The JTH Nike Air Jordan 3 Retros. The collab between Justin Timberlake and Tinker Hatfield. Really, really cool pair of shoes. If you're able to get these in a decent price, I highly recommend them. I know they've been out for a couple of years now, but getting a dead stock pair like this, to me, for that price, I could not resist. I simply could not resist. But, of course, I will wear these because my stuff, my things, my money. Mine. And you got a lot of haters and trolls that are out there that don't like that. But, oh well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video and supporting the content and supporting the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Until next time, take care, God bless, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Look at how gorgeous that looks. I love it.